First responders, law enforcement specifically, realize that they're not any different than anyone else who suffers from mental illness, substance abuse, alcoholism, that there is a safe place for them, that they're protected through FMLA, that the warrior mentality can only take you so far, and you can get, there's help, there's people who understand it, there's people who have lived the life that they've lived in law enforcement, in addiction, and also in recovery, and that there's a way out of this.
All right, brother, it is an honor to connect with you, man. I've heard so much about transformations, and you guys came out here to be a sponsor of this awesome event for cops. So
yes, sir.
Why don't we dive in a little bit about you? Tell me who you are.
I'm Nick. I am 34. I'm from just a little bit west of where we're at now in Oak Brook. Grew up in a town called Bartlett and got hooked up with Transformations back in June and have really dove headfirst into their first responder program. And when I was hired with Transformations, it was to support 3 different people in their positions, and first responders was one of them. And with the large community that is in need of what Transformations has to offer, this has become a primary focus of mine.
People who have never heard of Transformations before, what's it all about? So
Transformations is a treatment center that is in Delray Beach, Florida, and it is a PHP type facility. So that means the difference between PHP and residential treatment for drug or alcohol abuse is that residential has everything underneath one roof. Transformations has housing that is off-site, so they would live in an apartment-style housing, and then they would go to clinical each day from say 9 to 3, 9 to 4 in the afternoon, and they would do their treatment there. So it's not held all underneath one roof. And within that community, we have a first responder community. It's run by a gentleman by the name of Carlos Farina. He is a 30-year sheriff's deputy. He is a Vietnam veteran and put this program together because he had brothers and sisters who were, suffering from substance abuse as well as mental illness, and suicide started popping up. So he got hooked up with Transformations, and they put this program together that has been around for about 6 years now, and it's really just starting to take off. And we've been working with the FOP, state and national level, and it's a unique facility in the sense that you don't necessarily have to struggle with just substance abuse. If you're having, if you suffer from PTSD or anxiety, depression, it's a facility that can care for you as well there.
It's awesome.
So they house together, they do group together, they get down to, soup to nuts type of thing, and, at night they're together, so they can really kind of delve further into what's really going on, and it's been remarkable what they do.
That's awesome. Why are you so passionate about this company?
I am in recovery myself. I am an opiate addict and also an alcoholic. So this is, I was kind of brought into this several years ago and found at home at Transformations. My story is really not that unique, not that different than anyone else who comes into it. I played hockey and ended up having a kidney stone when I was playing hockey in Cleveland, and got addicted to opiate narcotics, Vicodins, Norcos, to deal with the physical pain I was in. And the pill did 2 things right away. It took away the physical pain from a gnarly kidney stone, and it also took away like the spiritual pain. Like my skin growing up felt like it never really kind of fit, and when I took that pill, it fit, and spiraled into a crazy life for a lot of years, and ended in heroin, and was in recovery for a while, and was out in the community doing stuff, advocacy type stuff, outreach. Did a lot of stuff with legislation, a lot of like what we're doing now and sharing my story, but it was kind of built on false pretenses that I was just doing it more for a show, I guess you could say. That I'd done so much wrong in the past that I'm going to do so much good now, and started a nonprofit and didn't think I was an alcoholic until I was an alcoholic. So I just came up on 2 years sober a couple days ago, and
that's awesome, man.
It's I'm blessed. To God be the glory. It's none of my doing.
Absolutely. What are your hopes that people take away from this conference, from maybe connecting with you guys here as well?
My hope is that, we're a resource that they never have to use, to be completely honest. And I can't speak for Transformations as a business sense, but I think that we would all be happy if treatment centers like us went out of business because there was, some sort of miracle cure that happened. But that's not going to happen. So, that first responders, law enforcement specifically, realize that, they're not any different than anyone else who suffers from mental illness, substance abuse, alcoholism, that there is a safe place for them, that they're protected through FMLA, that the warrior mentality can only take you so far, and you can get, you know, there's help, there's people who understand it, there's people who have lived the life that they've lived in law enforcement, in addiction, and also in recovery, and that there's a way out of this, that they don't have to suffer in silence, that they don't have to, you know, throw away a career, you know, a pension, a family in their life, that this is something that, you know, that can be brought to attention and to the limelight, because no one else needs to go through, you know, go further down the rabbit hole and can get the help that they need.
Sounds like faith played a role in recovery for you?
100%. That is, you know, when I say to God be the glory, like this is just doing what's in front of me and having complete reliance on what we can. I don't know if we want to get specific in where my faith is, but I was taught to be bold in, and you know, Jesus Christ is definitely, you know, where my life, you know, completely changed. So it's yeah, faith is the biggest thing in my recovery and my freedom from that bondage of self, and living a life of misery has been taken away by that.
It's a tremendous tool in the arsenal. It's something that so many people who have come on and done these interviews over the last couple of days have said that if it wasn't for their faith, they wouldn't have made it through. So, yeah. Brother, it is an honor to connect.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
I appreciate what you guys do. And
appreciate you. Guys, hit the share button right now. Do it. Thanks for watching. God bless America.